The Philippines is not the richest or most powerful country in the world, but wealthy countries from all over the globe are lining up to improve their ties with the Philippines. Why? A short one-word answer to this question is geography. Yes, the answer to this mystery lies on the map of the world. To learn more about the Philippines' strategic location, stay tuned to this video. And if you enjoy learning about similar topics, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. As most of us know, geopolitics is the intersection between power and geography. While the Philippines may not be one of the most powerful countries in the world, its location serves it well. Simply put, from the perspective of the United States, the Philippines stands in the way of China's expansion. There's been an ongoing battle for the Philippines for quite some time now. In this video, you'll learn about how some major countries of the world are strengthening their ties with the Philippines. For a better understanding, let's take a look at the world's map. The Philippines stands in the way of China's expanding its influence outwards. So naturally, if the US makes the Philippines a strong ally, it could restrict China's expansion. In short, the US and China are fighting over the Philippines. To lay down some context, Taiwan is important to the US. The US has been extending military weapons to Taiwan for some time now. However, in the situation that China attacks Taiwan, the US will not be able to provide Taiwan with defense support. But Joe Biden maintains an aggressive stance. He says that the US will come to Taiwan's aid if China attacks. This means that Chinese invasion of Taiwan could start an all-out war between two of the most powerful countries of the world. To avoid things escalating to the US having to intervene, the US needs to ensure that this situation doesn't arise. Therefore, the US wants to maintain strong relations with the Philippines so it can effectively block out China's plan of military expansion. What is the Philippines currently doing about this situation, you ask? In June 2023, officials from the Philippines met with officials from the United States, Japan, and Australia. The countries agreed on a free and open Indo-Pacific. In the past couple of years, the Philippines has been making attempts to leverage its strategic position. It's been improving ties with other powerful countries. It's a good arrangement. The Philippines provides these countries with a strategic ally, while these countries provide the Philippines with military and economic benefits. The country aims to increase its national power. The need to do so becomes clear when we think about Philippines' situation with China. The Philippines has security concerns from the South China Sea and conflict over Taiwan. Relations between China and the Philippines have been complicated since decades ago. The major reason behind these strained relations are the disputed areas of the South China Sea. The region is claimed by China, the Philippines, Vietnam, Malaysia, Brunei, and Taiwan. Why does everyone want a piece of this land, you ask? Well, the South China Sea is an important source of energy and fishery. Since February of 2023, incidents of the South China Sea have been many and frequent. The Philippines has been vocal against China's forceful encroachment. Previously, the Philippines never openly protested. However, the situation is different now as the Philippines is being backed up by the US. Most recently, in this past month, China furthered its gray zone tactics. There were two collisions in the South China Sea between Chinese and the Philippine vessels. These collisions occurred within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. Although there were no casualties, China's move was considered deliberate and intentioned. In March 2023, negotiations were held between China and the Association of Southeast Asian Nations regarding this issue. In 2012, the Philippines pursued an arbitration case against China for its activities in the West Philippine Sea. This was meant to stop China from further trying to occupy the Philippines. By the time the decision was announced in 2016, the president had changed and the Philippines adopted an independent foreign policy. The Chinese Coast Guards have continually maneuvered into the Philippine Coast Guard. China has also used its maritime military to access waters that are within Philippines' exclusive economic zone. There have been attempts to improve relations between China and the Philippines, but no real progress has been made so far. In April 2023, Ferdinand Marcos Jr., the Philippines president, met with Qin Gang, China's foreign minister. The meeting aimed to resolve issues in the South China Sea. Regarding this meeting, the president of the Philippines said, "As to the conflicts, we agreed to establish more lines of communications so that any event that occurs in the West Philippine Sea that involves China and the Philippines can immediately be resolved." The question is, can improved communication even resolve these issues? Compared to the Philippines, China has much more power and money. China has also invested considerable money and resources in its navy and coast guards. There is a huge disparity of power between China and the Philippines. This is why the Philippines is leveraging its strategic position to gain benefits from the US, Japan, and Australia. This is interesting because these countries wouldn't be providing the Philippines with aid per se. The Philippines now aims to stand with these powers shoulder to shoulder. The history of the US and the Philippines is very interesting and a little complicated. The US signed a mutual defense treaty with the Philippines in 1951. There was a push for stronger military cooperation as well as economic cooperation. In May 2023, Joe Biden said the United States remains ironclad in our commitment to the defense of the Philippines, including the South China Sea. Therefore, any attack on the Philippines would trigger USA's defense commitments under MDT. The US has also placed an increasing emphasis on military assistance to the Philippines across land, sea, air, space, and cyberspace. The US is also behind sponsoring several modernization programs within the Philippine military. In April 2023, the US announced joint military exercises with the Philippines. These exercises will feature technologically sophisticated weapons and tactics. The Philippines is also leveraging its position with other powerful countries such as Japan and Australia. In February, the Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. visited Japan. The visit was meant to reaffirm partnership between both states. Japan also shares Philippines' vision of a rules-based order in the Indo-Pacific. Naturally, both countries also feel insecure with China's rising power. Japan is also a crucial economic partner to the Philippines. It's the second largest trade partner for them. This is in addition to being the biggest resource for bilateral official development assistance. As per a report written by the National Economic and Development Authority in 2021, Japan has entered into 45 ODA projects with the Philippines. They're also the largest infrastructure investor in the region. Therefore, relations with Japan are also of utmost importance. Japan's vision also aligns with the Philippines' vision of a free and open Indo-Pacific. Japan has also heavily contributed to Philippines' Build, Build, Build program. Most importantly, Japan understands the threat of Chinese expansion. Japan is a key player in Philippines' diplomatic network. Australia also understands the threat of China's influence over the South China Sea. In May 2023, the Australian Foreign Minister and Senator Penny Wong visited the Philippines. The visit reaffirmed Australia's intention for peace and stability in the region. Moreover, in August 2023, the Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese visited the Philippines. This was the first time after 2003 that an Australian Prime Minister visited the Philippines. The purpose of this visit was to sign a strategic partnership agreement. Apart from security cooperation, this agreement features education, agriculture, and energy sectors as well. In addition, both countries are also focusing on people-to-people ties. This is done by including terms on visa arrangements, scholarship awards, and collaboration. The Philippines has a long-standing relationship with Australia through trade and investment. Both states have also signed several memorandum of understanding, including one on cooperation in defense activities. The terms of this MOU reaffirms an active security relationship between the Philippines and Australia. Australia and the Philippines have also signed a security agreement detailing the framework for supporting troops. During her visit, the foreign minister also stressed on freedom of navigation. This means that Australia is open to joining forces with the US and the Philippines to maintain a long-standing presence in the Indo-Pacific. What are your views on the Philippines' position? Let us know in the comments below, and if you liked watching this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. We're also open to suggestions and recommendations for future videos. To conclude, the Philippines is located at a very geographically strategic position, which makes it a key player in international politics. With tensions rising in the South China Sea, the tension between China and the US is also escalating. The events of the next few months will hint at the position these two superpowers take. Whatever the decision of these superpowers, the Philippines will play a key role in the future developments.